At the heart of the fallout, allegations of Nairobi's ties to rogue armed groups, abductions and torture of civilians, and alignments with China, Russia, and Iran. The proposed amendment demands a sweeping reassessment of US-Kenya military and intelligence ties, a potential diplomatic blow that could isolate President Ruto's government and redefine America's partnerships in the country. It's a story that is covered on page 4. And of course, and a very interesting one at that, a diplomatic standoff between the US and Kenya over actions and also inactions by the government. So that's a story that you can read on page number 4. Still on the front page, eCitizen ownership deceit, they report, graft conduit. Kenya's digital gateway is now a crime scene. A damning audit reveals the eCitizen platform may have hemorrhaged 9.4 billion shillings in public funds through shady contracts, untraceable payments, and unauthorized bank transfers. Lawmakers want the platform scrapped, its contract with private vendor Webmasters Kenya Limited terminated, and a probe launched into billions funneled through shadowy accounts. It's a story again, a sad story that is covered on page number 6. And remember, all government services are paid through the eCitizen platform. So you can imagine the amount of money that is that goes through that particular platform. And if they are saying that it's a conduit, it's a crime scene, shady contracts, untraceable payments, unauthorized bank transfers. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And so 9.4 billion shillings, an audit report shows that the platform may have led to the loss of 9.4 billion shillings in revenue. And for 12.6 billion, the government irregularly collected a staggering 2.6 billion in convenience fees by charging Kenyans for the use of the platform. That's a story that you can get also inside the Standard. Then you can get other stories. Cleophas Malala pilot in hot water over helicopter landing stunt at school games. So the former Kakamega senator is staring at possible criminal charges after a private helicopter linked to him made dramatic and unauthorized landing at the center of a packed stadium during National Secondary School games in Kakamega. You can read that story as well inside the Standard. And I was looking for the sports pages, and I see here in the sports page, former Arsenal footballer Thomas Partey was granted conditional bail on Tuesday after appearing in a London court on rape and sexual assault charges. Read that as well inside the Standard. And the pullout, the enterprise pullout, what sparked Tanzania's jobs ban? They are trying to explain. It's on page 4 and 5. And how farms bid to turn waste into cash is paying off. It's on page 3 of the pullout. And Singapore seeks bigger pie of Kenyan market. That's on page number 7. That's the Standard.
Okay, and coming down to the Daily Nation, quite interesting stories here. And I'm going to look at the highlights, look at what is on the top page. And I think you've mentioned quite a bit about it. US probes Kenyan officials over RSF links, abductions as well. So the roadmap to probe, as the Daily Nation has put it, number 1, the probe is detailed under a proposed amendment to a bill on 2026 U.S. military spending. It will cover the period from June 24th, 2024, when Kenya secured NATO recognition. Within 90 days of the new law, Secretariats of State, Defense, and the Treasury, as well as the Director of National Intelligence, shall review the major non-NATO status of Kenya. And lastly, not later than 180 days after enactment of the Act, a classified report on the findings of the investigation shall be submitted to Congress by the Secretary of State. A story reported on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Nation. And moving on, I see here, of course, the music festivals on. And, you know, back then when we used to be on these music festivals, one of the things that was required was to address national concerns, things that are happening in the state. And I think it was really, really successful, especially in highlighting, because this is not just for entertainment, but it is an intentional move, especially by the teachers who are in charge of writing these poems and the shairis to ensure that they're addressing national matters. And I see here a focus on social ills as pupils light up festival. So social challenges that Kenyans are facing dominated themes as primary schools presented various items during the Kenya National Music Festival at the Meru Teachers Training College yesterday. On the second day of the festival, the performances covered a range of themes, including online safety, gaming addiction, online fraud, road safety, and national values. And I think this is one of the things we love and appreciate about music festivals, because you can be raw and honest. No one will attack you at that place. You can say what is in your heart using very creative shairis and poems. And that's what our pupils were doing. And we thank God for the talents that are being nurtured through the festivals. But I also see a story here, list of shame, graft registers decline, but the usual suspects still top corruption index. So a new survey by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has revealed a slight decline in the overall prevalence of corruption in Kenya. However, job seekers, particularly in the counties, have become prime targets for bribery demands. So ranking of state departments and agencies perceived to be most prone to unethical practices and corruption. And of course, the first one is leading with 48.2%, which is the Kenya Police. Why are we not shocked? And other institutions, of course, have been listed, but leading with the highest percentage is the Kenya Police when it comes to corruption and bribery, which is very quite ironic if you ask me, especially because we expect it is them who are supposed to curb these corruption cases. But I also see that, just a follow-up on the story we covered yesterday about the spy software engineer who has sued State House officials. I see here today, trader fighting State House men loses passport. So looks like they are already fighting back. And she has lost her passport. It says Mary Washuka Maina, the Canada-based software developer who has sued 4 aides of President William Ruto for breach of contract, says she has been barred from entering the country. So her passport has been declared cancelled. It's unfortunate, but
very unfortunate.
Ni kama wanamuonyesha sasa, wewe unafikiria unaweza to show
how
we command people in those places,
those high places.
It's just a phone
links.
call and say cancel, frustrate her. It's quite it's unfortunate.
Good stewardship.
Of the power and authority that is there. It's not supposed to be used to frustrate.
And you see, that's why I'm saying that story of US Kenya. These are some of the reasons. The states is citing the government of Kenya relationship with RSF and other things, corruption, abductions, and all. And we highlighted yesterday that they will actually come back to haunt the country.
True.
Because after all is said and done, it's Kenya that will suffer. It's Kenyans who will even suffer, those who maybe want to travel, want to do business and all.
It's true.
It's unfortunate.
It's quite unfortunate, but we thank God. We said in all circumstances.
Gratitude.
So we thank God that we have a nation to talk about. And I think even the fact that, for me, one thing I appreciate about Kenya, like, it's the freedom of worship in most places, a big number.
It is.
There are other countries who have to dig underground in order to seek God. So at least we can seek God for these things. But let me look at this last story, because we're being told that time is not on our side. We have like a minute. I see, from walking to school barefoot to pursuing a PhD, meet the woman from Moyale who could shatter Kenya's ultimate glass ceiling. So this is Amina Halake, who is actually the wife to the former presidential aspirant Abduba Dida. And she's seeking to become Kenya's first female president, with a platform centered on fighting corruption and restoring dignity to all citizens. I don't know if we've gotten to a place where we can select and elect a woman to be president.
So long as she has the, the manifesto, come convince people. Why not?
Yeah, we could consider.
Yes.
Especially with
we want
corruption.
Someone who will come and change the nation.
Yeah.
And, it's all about professionalism, capability.
Oh, yes.
Not about gender. No.
It's not.
It's not.
We wish her all the very best. All right. So.
All right. Business Daily,
Yeah.
how 150 SACCOs disappeared with Cusco's 1.3 billion. Another scandal there. And factories and service farms hardest hit by protests, fuel prices. Then TikTok deletes over 450,000 videos in Kenya for violations. That's in the first quarter. And pension schemes post 30% return on equities rally. That's in the Business Daily.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. Now, it's time for us to now listen to the video of the day.
All right.
Of course, for news updates, tune into Hope FM. At the top of every hour, we have news updates for you, fresh as they come. And right here at 7 p.m., we have Dira, 9 p.m., we have News Watch. So, but that's it for the newspaper review. Let's now have a look at the video of the day.